Hello. ¿En tu heading, capitán? So, we are relocating, Captain. I prefer this when it was a TV.
Buenas. Buenas.
So I suppose that brings me to the conclusion of this video. Should you get it? How different is it? Well, one thing I think is worth stressing is that this has just been a collection of a few different scenarios. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of other aspects of it that the new version does show some strengths in and some weaknesses. Like one clip that I didn't really predict I'd need to, is if you blow up a car, there's a pretty interesting new smoke effect coming up from it. Some people have said it looks a little too dramatic, too cartoonish, but I really like it actually. You have like these thick, billowing black bits of smoke coming up, lots of embers and fire. It looks nice to me. But then you also have other things that haven't been shown in this video that aren't so good. Like the shadows. Overall, they're improved quite a lot. But I've noticed that some light sources don't seem to cast shadows for whatever reason. I tried in my arcade, I stood next to some of the electrical lights that are set up there, and I couldn't get them to cast a shadow of my character, no matter how near I stood. It's strange. I couldn't get it. It was the same with a flashlight that you can carry in your hand. Yet the headlights of cars, they left shadows of everything. So I don't know if that's a bug or not. It could be. Speaking of that, there are bugs in this version. I'm sure plenty more will get discovered, but just off the top of my head, I've noticed exotic export cars, those just aren't working at all. You can't deliver them. have been a couple of others I forget. So it's quite a lot of ups and downs. Another thing I'd like to mention is that all of this was done in an invite-only session. Typically, things are much more stable there than in a busy public session with like 20 to 30 people in there. In my experience, which is limited so far, the expanded and enhanced version feels more stable compared to the old version when in bigger sessions. In the old version, if you're in a big session, often if you went in or out of interiors, you'd get stuck. You literally just get stuck and it wouldn't load. Same of entering RC vehicles, stuff like that. Now, I've only played a little bit of the expanded and enhanced version, so I could be proven wrong. But from what I've played, it hasn't done that for me yet on the new version. And I've been in sessions with what must have been about at least 28 people, maybe 30. So that's quite a big strength that you're really not seeing in this video. Anyway, I think I've stressed that point enough that, yeah, this is just a small look into things. Overall, it's quite hard to recommend rushing out to get it. It is on offer right now, but that offer should last quite a while. I think it was it a couple of months even? So I think it might have been until June, so I don't know if I'd run over to get this just yet. It's the frame rate alone makes it much, much nicer to play, but we're really not looking at something that's, you know, a night and day. Like you instantly recognize, there's it's a remastered, enhanced, much, much nicer looking version. You're especially not going to see that on YouTube because as much as I've tried to retain all the quality, it does get compressed when uploaded. So, yeah, even in person though, it's not a night and day thing. It looks a bit better, looks a bit nicer. Biggest thing is the frame rate and just generally feeling a bit more stable. So far, you know, maybe I play a few more weeks and I start getting stuck. Who knows? You have lots of other game companies releasing enhanced versions of their games for free if you already own them. Later this year, we're going to get Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, and Resident Evil 7, all enhanced for free if you own those games. Whereas this version, you have to pay, once the offer's off, it will be quite a lot. If you get it on offer within a couple of months, I think until June, something like that, you can get it a little bit cheaper, but it's still, you do pay. I'm whittering on a bit here, so to cut it short, I would say that if the frame rate alone is enough for you to get it, then get it. If not, if you're really looking for something absolutely, a game-changing thing that looks different, there's no rush. That's all I'll say. You can wait a bit. This offer isn't going away yet, and there'll probably be more to come as well. One thing they have mentioned is that there will be rebalances of vehicles, but vehicles commonly used in player versus player. That sounds very promising, maybe a Mark II nerf if we're lucky, but they did say that these will be going across all different platforms, so I wouldn't worry too much about being left behind just yet. You'll probably get at least a good year, maybe 2, maybe 3 if you're very lucky, of, still getting updates, patches, that kind of thing. So yeah, I wouldn't rush. I think I'll leave it at that. Big shout out to all these channel members, they're very heroic. If you want to join them in being shown here and getting special emojis and badges, there should be a join button next to the subscribe button. Don't have to, but it's there if you want it.